what's good? It's Jay Hard, and I'm here for the Shape Up podcast as we do our recap as usual. And I'm here with some pretty interesting, good-minded, good folk people right here representing Southeast D.C. So I'll let them introduce themselves first.
Yo, what up? It's Aaron from Lee's Barbershop.
Okay. You was talking loud too. I said you, then you just got midnight.
I toned it down.
You got midnight love on me all of a sudden. You looked me right in my eye too. Yeah, right. He looked me in my eye. I was like, hey.
But nah, straight up, it's me. This A from Lee's. It's what it is. I'm in the podcast. Shape Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know me as Ro, Jareau the Barber, or Ro, or Heavy Ro, or whatever you want to call me. Y'all know who I am. We representing for Lee's Barbershop. We've been going strong since 1986, and we here to represent for the city.
I'm Ty, also known as Ty That Barber.
Also known as to the hood as TT from 17.
From 17 for Compton all day.
Keep it 100. Keep it 100. Let them know who they listening to.
17 for Compton all
Let
day.
them know who they listening to.
Now, you guys represent the community here at Lee's Barbershop, and you have been a part of the Shape Up, which has been started by Starting With Today, founder Charlyn Anderson, who's come to here. So when she first came here and introduced the idea to you guys, individually, what did you all think about the Shape Up as a whole?
I could tell you honestly, like, I seen the vision from the beginning. When she came in, I was closing up, and she was like, yo, I got this idea. It's going to be dope. And I could already see it. And so I was like, you got to come back and talk to Mr. Lee. But I already knew that I was going to push her through. You know what I mean? So I done did panels already pushing her situation. I could see it before we even got started. I'm glad she came my way. And ain't been nothing but blessings since then, as far as I'm concerned.
Me personally, but when Ern first told me about it, I hadn't even met Charlyn yet. But the name, Starting With Today, that hit me. It was like, whoa, like Starting With Today. That's like now. It's like, so many people who don't. It's like they got these plans and they got these ideas and they don't know what they're going to do. It's like, you got to start now. You start with today. And when he said that, when he told me that, that's when I knew, okay, she had something going and I wanted to meet her. Like, if it wasn't for Ern, like, we all wouldn't even known about this. Ern was like, this is real. We got to do this. No question.
Okay. You, TT?
When I first encountered it, I felt like
Encounter, that's good.
it was good.
My bad.
You know what I'm saying?
It's okay.
Because it actually, y'all, when y'all first came up here, it was actually one of the first weeks where I was actually talking to Ro, like that same week. And I just was like, I feel depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just kept telling him that over and over again. And Ro is the type of person where he'll tell you just don't speak that type of stuff into your life. Even if you feel like that, just don't say it. And, I knew that about Ro, but I kept telling him, like, I really feel depressed. Like, I feel alone. I feel all kind of ways. And the first week when y'all came here, that's what y'all talked about. So, from there on, slowly it started to help me as a person. Because, I still drink now. But, like, when y'all first was coming here, I was drinking way more than what I do now. So, I feel like when y'all first came, like he said, it was a blessing for us. Like, it helped everybody in their own
Yeah,
way.
it was like a law of attraction situation for you. Like,
Yeah, like everything
they
I
were
was
right on
feeling,
time
y'all
for you.
came like right then
Let me
and
tell
there.
you something
like,
funny though. When they first came, I remember when they first came in, and I was like, "T, they only way." Then they showed up, and then you had came outside, and I was like, "Yo, you probably
might
want
wanna
to
go
catch
back
something."
in
No question. You was like, I don't know what to think. I don't know how to feel. And by the time they left, you was shaking your head like, and then you had even reeled in on some of the comments or whatever. But nobody know what to expect. But I had a good feeling about it from the beginning. So.
yeah, but the name alone, though, of the organization, Starting With Today, it's a take action situation. Starting with today means start now. That means like, do it now and taking action. Even if you read Like books I gave you to read, Richard Man in Babylon, it said the man who takes action is the man who gets good luck. So you gotta take action. And starting with today, that was just I was sold on that.
So we talked about the fact, or I'm sorry, actually, TT, you talked about the fact that you are already feeling or having your bouts with depression
Right.
on your own. So when we talk about like mental health in our community, and that's something that Tariq has been talking about during his sessions here, and Charlyn and starting with today has been talking about, what was that was so important about bringing it in our community, especially here in Southeast DC, that resonated with you guys?
It's the fact that we bringing it into the community. Like, it's such a taboo situation amongst black people. Like, nobody really factors that in when we talk about what's wrong with us as a community. It's easy to blame somebody else, or this is what's wrong with us, or we ain't getting our reparations, or whatever extremes we go to, it never comes to this. And so for the fact that it came to, we are mentally ill. That's important to know.
A lot of us.
That's important to know about myself. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I am mentally ill because of whatever reasons. The reason's not important. The important is I need mental help. And so if I need to see a psychiatrist, that's okay. Instead of, oh, what's wrong with you? You need to see a psychiatrist, something wrong with you. Of course it is, something wrong with you too. But the importance of it is that the awareness. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm aware now that I'm mentally ill because of whatever reason. And that's definitely need to be brought to the forefront. Like,
Well, she said she was told to not speak it into existence, right?
Well, I was telling her to not. I was telling her to take control of it,
Okay.
not to not speak it into existence because it already existed. So just like how Aaron said, we have experienced mental illness and we do need mental health help. So like some of us have been taught to listen to audio books or listen to different motivational speakers or to think ourselves out of this. But we all go through this. And what the Starting with the Day initiative did was it woke a lot of us up in the barbershop. And it was like, oh shit, like this is real. Like, okay, now we got somebody who knows what's going on, and it kind of like helped them. Like, I give them stuff to listen to and to read all the time. Whether they listen to it or read it, I don't know, but I keep listening to it. I keep reading it because I know I need help, and I know I have children who I don't want them to think that, oh man, dad's getting pissed off again or dad's angry again. No, like we have to take control of our thinking, and like I said, you got to start with today. When you realize there's a problem, you got to take action immediately. And that's the whole thing with, that's why I'm down with starting with today. I got my vote all day. I'm with you. Whatever y'all want to do, I'm participating because I see how if it only helps one person, like you got 50 people in this shop, y'all in here doing y'all thing. If it helps one person, when they walk out this door, that's gonna help 100 people down the ladder.
Right.
In Southeast, we on Alabama. Well, this is Bourne Road, but everybody know Alabama and Bourne Roads. Everybody know what's up. If you know Southeast, you know that Alabama and Bourne is the same street. But yeah, if you help one person, that's gonna change 100 lives, straight up.
Now you said that everybody had a different perspective before starting with today came in.
You got people who experience major loss in their lives who don't want to hear it. You got people who have drug issues, have alcohol issues, who are happy drug users or happy alcohol users. And you got people like us who like we're actually happy. Like we might have a drink and we might have fun, we might party, but we are naturally happy people. We are spiritual people. So
functional.
You can call it what you want to call it.
Yeah, but it's not that. I want to say that
we're not negative with it.
Definitely not negative with it, but we could be doing a lot better. Starting with today, to me, means that whatever was going in my life before, I can turn it around today. I can start today. and have a new approach.
Every day you got a new beginning.
Exactly.
Every day, and I agree.
So
that's why I like
if you start with today, whatever you did, you don't have to say sorry for before. You can start today and begin to become a new person. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tyreek opened my eyes up to a lot of things, and I didn't know that I might need evaluation the way that he put it. But it's important. We think that it's a Hollywood type of thing, as far as in the hood around here. You got a therapist? Really, bro? You got a therapist? Yeah, I got one. You need one too, because you need an outlet.
Some upper echelon type thing.
Absolutely, and it's so important. And I thank her for that. Absolutely.
TT, how has your interaction been when the Shape Up series started, talking about mental health, and your perspective of it before then, and how you feel about it now?
Well, like I said, the first day when y'all came, the conversation was helpful. And, you know, each time y'all come, every conversation is helpful, down from learning empathy and how to be empathetic to others. You know, just, I think it's helpful because, again, we don't talk about this in Southeast for real, or even in our homes, period. So it's very rare that people are real open with how they feel. And then sometimes people will be open with how they feel, but depending on how people react to how they feel, that will make them shut back down. So, you know, I think that it helped as far as like communication a little bit, because a lot of people don't really know how to communicate, even like down to when y'all was talking about body language. Like, body language says a lot. Like, I could be sitting here right now like this, mad, not engaging, but y'all, then y'all gonna be like, damn, like, you really want to be here, or like, what's on your mind? You know what I'm saying? So I just think that it helped us all as people like grow, but I still think that communication and understanding is one of the key things that we need as Black people, period. Because I don't feel like we have that. Like, somebody can tell somebody how they feel, but because to that person is small, they telling you from their perspective instead of telling you from just a general person's perspective. Like, if you my friend and I'm coming to you telling you, oh, da 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 da, this bothered me, I don't expect you to be like, oh well, Ty, that's childish, that's immature, because that's still not gonna help me see the light of the situation or how I can deal with the situation in the future, so that in your opinion I won't be childish again. So I think that communication is a big thing. I think the more y'all come, it help people with their communication, like, and just expressing themselves.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want to get it.
But a new topic that we can't, or I don't know if we can or we can't teach strength. And a lot of times we don't. A lot of times we lose focus and we lose our concentration, and we're not being strong, and we allow people to piss us off, and we allow these circumstances to bring us back to places that we don't want to be at. So we've all experienced times where we are angry. You experience things where, you know, you feel like you've lost your control. And these are places that we really don't want to revisit. So when you come to your friends and you come to your family, we should all, you know, express self-control. And, you know, honestly, it's not easy. But you gotta keep control of your thoughts at all times. You gotta keep control of your mind at all times, and that's a problem in our community. Everybody can't do that because of the things that they've already experienced, and they've already lost their control.
Do anybody here have an example of something that Dave have done differently, just through the small, like you said, you taking in the wisdom that you probably didn't know, or you being informed about things you didn't know about your mental health. Did you see anything in your personal day to day that you've done differently?
I think I have. And sometimes a lot of the stuff that y'all be saying that I apply to my life now, I ain't gonna lie, it sometimes be making me feel like a bitch. Because it's like, all right.
Like a stone cold bitch?
Yeah. Like, there's no other way to put it because.
Like Rick James slap you
bitch.
bitch.
When you say a bitch, you mean like a punk, or like you have no control over the situation.
When I say
or
like a
you
bitch,
have to submit,
I mean
or
like I have to be submissive. Not just that, like I have to be submissive because people like say
like you can't fight back.
Yeah, that's how. No, not necessarily like I can't fight back, but just that I have to be a lot more mindful than I was before. You know what I'm saying? And like for example. How could I? Let me see.
No, go ahead and say that.
Be blank.
Yeah. Say that. You
I
already
said,
called me a bitch. No. We already called me a bitch.
It don't matter.
No, I'm
For
saying.
example,
I felt that.
Go ahead.
For example, that's like, okay, if you slap the shit out of me right now, right?
Which I won't.
No, I'm just saying,
Nah.
if you did, and I just was to be like, damn, man, why you do that? What's wrong with you?
Okay.
You good? Versus slapping you back. That's me practicing empathy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure it is.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Is that
Goddamn
is that
right it is.
Yeah, it is.
Because
I don't know why
that's
you
me
did
now.
that.
Now I'm getting ready to own you.
Yeah.
If I don't smack you back, and I get to the bottom of why you smack me
You belong
after
to
this, you're my bitch. After that, because go ahead, keep going.
That's what
I
I'm
wanna see
saying.
where you go with
I've been
this.
called a bitch
Your
twice
level.
already. I just want
No,
to know that.
nobody
If I-
called
No,
you
no,
a
it's
bitch.
totally fine. It's
Nobody
totally
called you a
fine.
bitch.
I'm practicing empathy.
Nobody called you a
It's
bitch.
totally fine. It's totally fine.
That was pretty good.
Nah,
That
we
was
need
pretty
to do
good.
it.
But nobody called you a bitch. But what
Starting
I'm
with
saying
today,
is that,
you know we gonna-
yeah, I went through that with one of my exes, and man, it was real.
Well, don't fall back
Like,
now.
you know. But it's like the fact that I did not return her anger, it crushed her. She had a meltdown because that's not what she wanted.
Right.
She wanted me to
Get
break her
charged up.
neck. She wanted me to choke her. She wanted me to, she gave me a concussion. I had the scar. And then she can go viral. She know what's up. But that's not the point. The point is that I beat her with my strength.
Woo! I'm glad you put strength at the end. I beat her, comma. With I'm with you.
It was mental.
Real talk.
It was mental.
Real talk.
It was mental.
I got you.
It was mental
She hit him with a left.
because it would have been my word
He ain't
against.
never been the same.
Oh shit.
He hazy. He's been hazy. I'm like, yo, you.
It would have been my word against hers.
And nobody would have believed you.
Exactly.
Nobody would.
Let's be honest. Nobody would have believed
Nobody.
you.
But had I not been conscious of that, I could have been an idiot.
Real talk.
But the first thing came to my mind is I'm not going to jail today.
Now, there's a part that you said is very important because there are some who are hearing this. There are some who are here in the shop. There are some that were here, when we all talk in our corners, we go home to the family, that will still call you an idiot for that. What is it about in our communities that part of being vulnerable or practicing that empathy that's seen upon as weakness?
I mean, especially in Southeast, it's the G code.
Because you're not supposed to do that.
It ain't even that. It ain't what you. It's a certain amount of bravado that says that you weak
if you tell. Period. No, it's
Period.
in Southeast. I don't know, I can't speak for other
Period.
places in this country.
But
it's a man woman thing. Like, okay, so if a dude beat his girlfriend up and she still get her respect in the neighborhood. But the other way around, no. If he tell, he don't get no respect in the neighborhood.
Yeah, but why?
He's a punk. He's a bitch. He's a snitch. He's this. He's that.
So he's a snitch and a bitch for telling the police, but he's not a snitch or a bitch for knocking her upside her head.
No.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's the
Sadly.
culture.
Sadly.
But it's
Okay.
messed up. Nobody's saying it's
'Cause
okay.
then they gonna
Nobody's
be
saying
like,
it's
"Damn,
right.
man, you
Because
called the
I
police
saw.
on the
I'm gonna
girl?"
tell you something realistic. This morning, my son and my daughter. I'm taking my son is out of school today. He's on spring break already. My daughter this was her last day of school before spring break. We see a guy beating the brakes off his girlfriend. She's driving the car. He's got out of the passenger side of the car, opened up her door. He's banging her out on the driver's side. All I can do, my son like, but dad, well, if you so mad, why you can't go to the police station right there? I said, son, we got to be at school. I got to be at work. I can't do that. But all I can do is tell you that if you have to hit a girl, then you shouldn't be with her. And that is not my business. But all I can do right now is to teach you that if you feel like you ever have to put your hands on a woman, she is not the woman for you, and you have to go. You have to leave. And that brother should have got out of that car and kept on going. And I can't control people, you know.
Or based upon what their relationship
but
might
I
have been.
can't worry about, I don't know.
And then that could have went left because he could have went over there and intervened, and then the nigga could have shot him or
you know,
wanted to fight him.
And that's what happens in our community, though.
So
let's be realistic.
A whole nother situation.
Let's be realistic.
Kids in the car.
You know?
Now you done got shot or in a fight. And,
so ain't no way I'm getting out of my car when I got my daughter and my son, and this is my oldest son.
It could just go
this
left.
is my first child. My
if
daughter, my only daughter.
He gonna
you
jump
know,
out.
and like I said, I have other children.
Not to mention
Why would
if
I
something
ever
happened to him or his family, it's people riding for him. That's going to go,
and that's going to create another melee. So why would I do that?
That's what Chicago is.
Now, what would you say to those? What would you say to those that would say you should at least call? What about calling the police as you was moving?
We don't move like
to that.
I couldn't do that.
Nobody move like that.
So it's fair to say we still have, like you said, there's still things that there's a difference between what's being said.
The only thing that I could do, the only thing I could do, brother, was to teach my son that is not how men move.
Right. You take that
is not what we do.
And you bring that.
Because I could not.
That down to your
I owe him an explanation for this punk ass dude.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then I ain't gonna lie, you know, I be feeling bad for the men too, because it's not right for a woman to just smack you or punch you.
Well,
or,
I never pressed charges against her when she gave me a concussion.
Not saying that you did, but the fact is, just because she's a woman didn't give her the right to do that.
Yeah, but she's a woman, and she's a woman, and she's an angry woman. She's upset.
No, I'm just being real, because at the end of the day, bro irritates me. You irritate me. But I can't just walk up to y'all and smack the shit out of y'all and not expect y'all to do nothing back.
I wouldn't. But
it's just
you
can't expect that.
You can't.
I cannot. If I smack the shit out Ro, I expect Ro to smack the shit out of me back. Whether he's a man or not.
You prepared for that.
I'm prepared for that, because at the end of the day, I put myself out there. I earn, really, if I put my hands on any man, any person, period, I'm preparing myself for whatever the fuck is going to come after that, because like Ro said, that's a part of having self-control. I didn't have to put my fucking hands on you. I had no right to put my hands on you. Whether we arguing, whatever. Now, if you put your hands on me, that's something different.
Do you think that the barbershop has been therapy like for the community itself?
It's a fact.
And so is that one of the reasons why the shape up itself has been so important?
It's one of the reasons why the shape up is important. It's one of the reasons why we stay busy in here. Because people ain't coming here just for no haircut.
So they like the people that they're in there talking to.
They coming in here because they need this shit. They coming in here because they need help. They coming in here because they need a friend. They coming in here because they need somebody to talk to. They coming in here for way more reasons. Like, man, the people, when I tell them, man, Lee went up on the prices, man, it's 30 now. And they give you $50. They like, man, thank you. I needed this shit. They leaving out of here refreshed. You understand what I'm saying to you? They leaving out of here refreshed. Like, I don't care how much it costs. Like, I needed that. I feel better. Like, my day is about to be better now. If I'm not here on time, and I'm late all the time, because I got a real life outside of this shit. I got other jobs. I got other means of income. Like, my customers, they be really mad at me. So when they get me in the morning and they get a chance to get out of here, they be like, thank you. Like, they love me. Like, they appreciate that shit. They slide me $50, sometimes even $100. Like, thank you for being here for me. Because I'm telling them, like, stop letting people fuck with you outside. Stop letting people break you down. Stop letting her take your money. Stop letting him make you feel weak. Like, I'm telling them this. I don't have no in between. Like, it's either gonna be up or down. I'm gonna tell you the truth. So you come at me and you tell me somebody's been doing something to you, I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. I ain't going for that shit.
So it's safe to say that barbers taking a lot, but where is it that you guys go personally for you to release? Like, what is the go-to guy go to?
Most of our lives are fucked up. Most of our personal lives are fucked up.
So nobody here has any place that they go to unload?
No, I go in my bedroom.
Unpack?
I unload in my bedroom.
In your bedroom? You're a father, so you.
No, I'm just being realistic. Like, no, I'm not even with any of my children.
Not even enough. Like, you could, like, I mean, not for me anyway. Like, that don't solve nothing. But again, that could just be me thinking as a woman. Who knows?
Man,
but that don't
all
do
we
shit
do
for me.
is medicate and then come back a couple hours later and try to do it all over again for everybody else.
Everybody is different, man. This is unique business.
But it seemed like it's safe to say that the go-to guy needs to go to somebody. Like, I remember when a mentor of mine was.
What if we all feel comfortable with only talking to each other?
Well, maybe that's what I'm saying. Is that what it is?
Then we go to our go-tos. But in the end, we may not still feel like, damn, I still feel the same way.
And that might be
now what am I supposed to do?
Professional help.
Who I'm supposed to go talk to, because I talked to Ro, yeah, we got some kind of understanding. I talked to Earn, yeah, we got some kind of understanding.
But
I still feel
that's why somebody who's not acclimated or professional help is
a benefit to our community. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then when you go talk to the outside source and then you come back to the problem, it's still there. You ain't take the source with you.
Yeah, but don't bring the problem back with you.
But
you
that's
don't
the
have
thing.
to.
You can't just act like nothing bothers you. Like, that's just impossible.
I think one of the things that Tariq talked about in the Shape Up is that therapy is a continuum. It's never going to be an absolute answer like a Band-Aid. So we have to constantly come up with something. We have to constantly be reinventing ourselves, coming up with counters. Because I knew a go-to guy who was a mentor of mine, and he was somebody that everybody went to, and then he took his life and none of us knew why. And you have to find a place. Yeah, and you have to find a place to like unpack with that. And I think the thing about therapy is just like when we go to the doctor, we go for our annual checkups and we go to the dentist twice a year. And therapy is not something we can go and get that complete answer. Like you said, people come in here to the shop for more than a haircut. They can raise the price, because they need more than just a haircut. It's a continuum. You guys have seen hairstyles change over the years, right?
Man. It's a fight.
It's a fight, right? Yeah. So the same can be said for mental health.
You gotta understand that Tyreek got people that he go talk to. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he ain't just letting stuff getting unloaded on him, and he ain't unloading on somebody else. So you got me like Mr. Lee got people that he talk to as much as everybody unload on him.
Is there something that you think that neighborhoods or anybody who's listening to this and beyond, especially in our communities, can benefit from some sort of professional help or discussions like this, like the Shape Up?
Absolutely. You looking at it.
I was about to say.
You watching it.
What's the dangers, what's the ups and downs you would say, like the benefit factor of someone getting this and the dangers of them not getting some sort of help?
This is life-saving material,
I would say it would be dangerous if people
not to get it.
I would say it's dangerous if people don't get this kind of information, because whoever hear this gonna feel how Ro feel, maybe how Earn feel, how I feel, and they're gonna take something from it and they're gonna learn something from it. So I think it's beneficial for everybody, us that's here, the people that's listening. I mean, I think it's gonna be beneficial all the way around, because again, Black people don't have communication, and then even when we do communicate, we all guilty of trying to tell the other person how they should react or how they should feel or what they should do. We all are guilty of that, because I do that too when people come to me. I tell them the same thing. You need to be saving your money. You need to be doing this. You need to be doing that. But at that time when they coming to me, that's not what they want to hear right now. And that's just something that we have to accept. Everybody is different. Ro may be one of the strongest people I know, but everybody in my life is not going to be like that. So then that's another problem. Like the strong people in my life, the strong men in my life, like Lee or Ro, or, just people in here, period. When I encounter other men in life that don't act like that or that don't carry themselves like that, I be like, you a bitch ass nigga. Just because they don't carry themselves the way they do and what I'm used to.
It's a standard.
It's a standard. So it's not that I don't hear what they say. I always hear what they say. But I feel like they don't hear what I say.
I feel you on that. I feel like I'm guilty on that. It's a thing called healthcare. And I think that it's ignorant on the masses to think that mental health care is not just as important, if not more important, than physical health care. You understand what I'm saying?
And that's a benefit that they can take.
I've learned that. I've learned that just as far as when she came into my life.
Charlyn Anderson.
Absolutely. My thing was make sure you're healthy so you can handle your business and this, that, and the third. And I never really thought what was going on up here except for what I argue with upstairs. But I now know that mental health care is just as important, if not more.
I think it's more, yeah.
As it is physically being healthy. They go hand in hand. You don't have one without the other. So, in regards to your question, mentally, that mental health care, bro.
Bro, how would you like to close out?
You need it, man.
What do you think the benefit of people receiving professional help, therapy, everything that we talked about with everything that we've all talked about?
I have a nephew who I think that if he had some help, he could find himself. I have a nephew right now who is lost. And I care about him. I love him. I try to support him. My sister didn't want him to be a barber. She didn't want him to be in the barbershop because she wanted him to go to college. She didn't want him to follow behind me because she wanted him to go to college. I've never been to college. I've been an entrepreneur since the 9th grade. I'm one of those people who have always made my own way. I've done pretty good for myself. Anybody who knows me can tell you that. Even when we did when USA 9 was here last week and we were on the news, Lorenzo Hall, he was one of my classmates. You know, we went in TV production together. We done a lot of pieces together. I decided not to go to college. I decided to do other things. Yeah, I grew up in Southeast. Yeah, I'm from D.C. Yeah, I'm from the hood. I'm literally from the hood, the real hood, the hood. Like, I'm from Willow Road. My nephew and my sons, they want to hang out there, and I'm the only leader they have, and I have to show them a different way. And that's what I've been doing. Anybody who knows me knows what I've been doing. So it's like, but I got a chance to be a part of this situation we're starting with today. It woke so much more stuff up inside of me.
Change your whole shit up.
Can we all agree we love Charlyn?
Absolutely.
Can we all agree with that? And starting with today,
Charlyn is someone who I hold high regard, respect, and just she's genuine. I mean, I was never really.
I'm not here.
I didn't really think it was gonna. I was gonna.
My body.
Even when at first it was like, okay, whatever, I'm with it. But now it's like, it's like, all right, we gotta really do something now because this shit is for real. I don't want to bump heads with my brother and sister. Like, I've been around, this is a barbershop. You got barbers who come and go. You got people who come and go. You got customers who come and go. But you got Tanisha and Ern, and you got me, and we've been here forever.
Been here before you even got here.
Well, Lee was my barber when I was a kid.
All I did was sweep and shampoo and
Yeah, she like me. Lee was my barber when I was 9 years old, man. My grandmother used to bring me to Lee. My mother didn't even like Lee back in the day.
Nigga, I didn't even like Lee back
No,
in the day.
realistically, my mother didn't like Lee back in the day. My mother was like, no, it's too many people up there. They hanging out up there. They doing this, they doing that. My mother never wanted me to cut hair. My grandmother bought me get my hair cut. Me and Lee, we had a relationship since I was 9 years old. Mr. Lee, who owns this shop today, he'll tell you, but the reality of the situation is like God don't make no mistakes. So we gotta be spiritual people, and we gotta wake up, and we gotta stay woke, man. And this shit is real, man. Like only us gonna help us, man. Ain't nobody else gonna help us, man.
Let's give a big up and thank you to Dr. Lee for always allowing us to use his shop also too. Because if it wasn't for him, Charlyn Anderson, we wouldn't have to shape up in this area.
He's no punk though. Like he's been through it all. You know, he's no pushover. He's a guy who has demonstrated so much. He's conquered every adversity that you have thrown at him, from the streets, the negativity. He has turned out to be the most positive person that most of us know.
You gotta go through that.
You know, and you have to look at people like Mr. Lee, and you have to take that as an inspiration, and you have to use that as your guide, and you have to trust people like that. And he's been a great guy to me, and he's been a great guy to everybody. And, you know, as far as Tanisha and Ern, this is Ern's dad. So, you know, I can't say nothing negative about Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee has been a kick-ass guy to me, you know. Kick-ass guy.
Let him wrap this
you know?
up, please.
Throw that shit in there.
No, it's definitely going to be in there.
Though.
It's definitely going to be in there. Because we like to thank Dr. Lee, because if it wasn't for him letting us use the shop, and I mean, I got turned on to the shop through Charlyn and Dr. Lee, and you feel the energy when you come in here. And like I said, you can definitely tell that you guys are family. I definitely want to say thank you for being so raw, being so passionate, not being afraid to say what you want to say, putting your own stuff out on display. That's actually a sign of bravery. And one thing that you guys were consistent on is that nobody wavered on the fact that they all feel like we still need this. We need this mental health. Mental health in our communities is real. Like, we need it. So I just want to tip my hat off to everybody here sitting here. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for joining the Shape Up podcast. Shout out to Starting With Today, and we are giving big ups to Miss Charlyn Anderson.
Shout out to Charlyn. Charlyn has been great. She's a beautiful spirit. Charlyn is a wonderful spirit, and you know, real talk, like, you know, nobody recognizes the people behind the scenes all the time, man. But Charlyn, for real, to me, she has inspired me so much in my endeavors, man. I got a lot of love and respect for Charlyn. And if anybody mess with Charlyn, man, I'm gonna knock their ass out. That's my word.
Anybody got any social medias they want to give out? So you can get knocked out or get your hair cut.
This is the thing, man.
How was that?
Surprised.
That was good.
It was
Charlyn.
great. It was great, brother.
Black power, sister. That's my sister. Don't mess with her.
We appreciate you. Thank you very much for joining us at the Shape Up podcast. I appreciate every barber that was here. Make sure you check us out. Make sure, when is our next Shape Up that's going to be due, Sean? You got a date?
April 26th to 27th.
April 27th. April 27th, Dr. Lee's Barbershop, Southeast D.C.
4409 Bone Road, y'all.
What time? 11 a.m.?
11 a.m.
And then May 11th?
With the funk parade.
And also, make sure you go to Starting With Today on IG so you can see all updates. Make sure you follow Charlyn. She'll be on Starting With Today. You can see our info in the bio. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate you. God bless you. Good night.